Sewing Authentic Jeans, Part 7. Sewing Jeans. Preparing and embroidering the back pockets, which will of course involve embroidering your own logo. Members can download the jeans sewing pattern from my site angelakane.com. The next job is to prepare and embroider the back pockets. We have our pocket pieces. This is a pattern tracing wheel. Here we have some sheets of dressmaker's transfer paper and a chalking pencil as well. We are going to transfer the logo from the pattern onto the right side of the pocket. Take note you want both pockets the same, not a mirror image. Pin your pattern to the pocket in a couple of places. Then slip the paper, chalky side down, under the pattern. Then use the tracing wheel to transfer the pattern. It's pretty easy to get a good result. If you prefer, you could draw a design freehand, or even sew an abstract doodle at the machine or by hand. That doesn't look at all bad. It helps to go over the lines with a chalk pencil. It is best to use some sort of backing material for machine as well as hand embroidery. You can use any sort of interfacing, or if you do a lot of machine embroidery, you may have some stitch and tear, which does as it says. You pin or tack in place and tear it away afterwards. I'm going to use both here. Cut the interfacing just bigger than the logo. If you are using iron-on, don't iron it on at this stage. We will be cutting most of it away afterwards. The idea is not to stiffen the pocket, but just to support the embroidery. So, pin the interfacing to the pocket in a few places. I'm using an embroidery foot which gives you a clearer view of your stitching. With the foot still raised, lower the needle into your exact starting position. Then lower the foot and take your time with the stitching. Turn corners with the needle down. Some machines have a slow speed setting, which is useful. and an automatic needle stop down setting is very handy for turning corners. Hold the fabric really firmly when going round curves. If you go off course, just raise the foot and get back on track. One more stitch here. We are on the home stretch. Machine embroidery is great fun. Another good way is to use an embroidery ring and freehand embroidery foot and just squiggle away with your stitches and see what you come up with. Do this on a larger piece of fabric and cut your pocket out afterwards. That's pretty good. We need to tidy in the ends, pull through, knot or sew in at the back. Fray check is really handy if you're concerned about knots coming undone in the wash. I'm going to cut away as much of this interfacing as I can. That will do. Here I'm just going to tear away the surplus. And give both pockets a quick press. Both types of interfacing perform well. Just use what you have handy. Great. The next step is to turn down the top edge and top stitch. To stop the top of the pocket stretching, I'm going to iron on a piece of my woven interfacing along the seam line. I could also use a length of narrow cotton tape. You will learn to collect the sewing items you like to use and stick with those rather than having to buy special things for each project. I am going to neaten the edges before turning down the top edge. I have overlocked around the pocket edges, and now I will press the top turning down, ready for top stitching. I could have used a double fold here, but that would add extra layers at the corners, which will make top stitching on a domestic sewing machine pretty hard going. So press the fold, tuck away raw ends where you can. Right, we will just get this top stitched. Part 8 of Sewing Jeans coming up next. We will be attaching the back pockets. Members can download the jeans pattern from my site, angelakane.com. Find out how to join below. Please subscribe for video updates. Thank you for watching this episode.